This is Rob with SafeNet AT, and today we're installing the Manage CMK utility. Currently on Amazon with a customer master key, you can create that using key material generated by Amazon, or you can use your own key material. This utility makes it simple to manage the CMK using a key created on KeySecure and controlled by you. Some advantages to doing it this way are that you control the key, you generate the key yourself, and you manage the key. This allows you to create an instance on Amazon, add your customer managed key from KeySecure. You can enable or disable the CMK, as well as deleting the key material from Amazon servers and then later re-importing the same key material. This allows more granular control of the encryption components. Before configuring Manage CMK, you will need to have KeySecure configured with a local CA and with the KMIP server set up and configured. We have other guides and videos that will walk you through setting that up. Once you have the KMIP server configured on the KeySecure, you should log into KeySecure and take a look at the Device tab. Verify the IP address and port that the KMIP server is using, and click on Properties. Here we can verify that we're using client certificates, and we can see what username field in the client certificate is being used. In this case, it's the common name. For this, you'll want to click under the Security tab, under Local Authentication, and add a user. In this case, we're using the name Manage CMK Client. This name will need to match the common name field in the certificate that we create for the client. Now that we have KeySecure configured, we need to extract the zip file of the Manage CMK application. I've created a folder on this computer called Manage CMK, and I'll extract the files there. The files in the package include the Manage CMK jar file, as well as this Manage CMK lib directory. The first step for configuring Manage CMK will be using the KeyTool utility. To be able to run the KeyTool utility, we'll need to add the Java bin directory to our path, using the command set path, current path, and then the path directory to our Java JRE bin directory. Once the path is added, we can run the KeyTool command. Here we'll specify the key store kmip client.jks. We're going to generate the key. We'll use the alias manage CMK entry. The algorithm is RSA and the key size is 2048. We create a password for the key store. And here the first option, first and last name, will be the common name field in the certificate. This needs to match the user that we created on the KeySecure. In our case, we're using Manage CMK Client as a user on the KeySecure, so we'll use that name for the common name field of the certificate. The rest of these fields are straightforward. And now we see the key store was created. Next, we'll create a certificate request, again using KeyTool, specifying the key store that we created, cert request, giving it an alias of manage CMK entry, and the output file for the certificate request will be cert.req. Now we can use the type command to print the contents of the certificate request file and copy that to the clipboard. On KeySecure, we go to the Security tab, Local CAs, and click on Sign Request. We'll choose Client and then paste the contents of the certificate request file. We'll click Download to save the file and then Back. While we're on the screen, we'll click the Download button here to download the Certificate Authority, root cert. Now that we have these two files, we'll copy them to our Managed CMK directory. Now we need to import the CA root cert using key tool, specifying the key store, import, giving it an alias. This will be the name used in the key store for this root cert, and specifying the file of the CA root certificate. It will prompt if we want to trust this certificate, and we say yes. Now that we have the CA root certificate stored in our key store, we can import the signed certificate using key tool, specifying the key store, using the import command, specifying the same alias when we created the key originally, and the name of the file. Now that we have the client configuration set up, we'll want to set some environmental variables here. These could be set in the system as environmental variables, but I prefer to set them for an individual instance of command prompt. I'm using the region of US East 1, and then I'll also set variables for the AWS access key and secret key. These were created on Amazon's website. If we don't specify these before running the command, we will be prompted for them each time we run the Java command. We also need to set the class path to point to the Managed CMK lib directory for the other files the Java file will need. Now we're almost ready to go, but we do need to edit the Ingrian NAE properties file. This is in the Managed CMK lib directory. Here in the first section, you'll see a section entitled Managed CMK. Here we'll specify the IP address for our KeySecure, the port the KMIP server is using, protocol is set to SSL, the client cert alias is the name of the key in the key store that we created, the client cert passphrase is the passphrase that we used when we created that key, key store location points to our key store that we created. Notice on Windows we use double slashes. On Linux you would not need that. And the key store password. When we created the key store, that's the password that we set. Now we can run the utility using java-jar managecmk.jar. If we run it with no other options, we can see all the available options. So let's try out the list KeySecure keys. As we can see, currently we do not have any matching AES 256 keys on the KeySecure. This would list any AES 256 keys to which the user that we created for this client has access. Now we can use the gen ks key option. And if we look at our KeySecure, we'll see that it created a key with that name. We can also run the list ks keys option again to see that now it lists unavailable key on the KeySecure. Okay, now that we have a key called AWS test key 1 on the KeySecure, we can make a CMK using that key. We use java-jar managecmk.jar, the make CMK option. We give it the AES key name, AWS test key 1, and the alias, this will be the name of the CMK created on AWS. We'll call it CMK AWS test key 1. The command was successful, so now if we do a list CMKs option, we can see that listed in our list of available CMKs. And then if we want to see more information about this particular CMK, we can use the show CMK command and specify the name of the CMK that we created. In this case, CMK AWS test key 1. We can see that it is enabled and using key material provided by the customer. Now there's a few other options we can do here. We can use the disable CMK option. And then if we show the CMK, we'll see that it's currently disabled. The enable option will re-enable the CMK. Another option we have here is to delete the CMK key. This won't delete the CMK itself, but will delete the key material from AWS. So now if we show the CMK, we'll see the key state is pending import. This means there's no key material currently in the CMK. So now we can use the import CMK option, specifying the same key from KeySecure that was used to originally create the CMK, and that will re-import the key material. It's important to note at this point that you would not be able to import key material using a different key. This needs to be the key that was used when the CMK was first created. Now if we use the show command again, we'll see the key material is present. And that wraps up this video for configuring Manage CMK. Thanks and have a great day.